Welcome to Immigrant Bazaar, a weekly podcast for immigrants by immigrants. As usual, your hosts are myself, Bahram.
And Anwar.
Thank you, Anwar. Good to see you as always. And today, our topic is a home based business for millennial moms. And for this interesting topic, we have Nadira Mamadiva. She's a social activist, small business owner, and mother of three. Nadira, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me today, and I would like to thank you for creating this platform to let the voices of immigrants to be heard. So, good project. Good luck.
Thank you, Nadira. We are also very happy and glad to have you in our show. Before we start with some questions, can you give us a little bit background about yourself? So you can tell us about where you're from, what do you do right now a little bit, and then we can ask some more details, questions related to the topic we have today.
I was born in Tajikistan in Punjab region, and after that, after the civil war, me and my family we moved to Russia, and I lived there for about 10 years with my family. After that, we came back to Dushanbe, where I started my education at Russian Tajik Slavonic University, so-called Slaviansky University. My major was a Chinese translator, and I would like to say I would like to know that to give a little advice for someone who wants to go to university to learn to study a language. Please, guys, don't do this. Please don't do this because I think it was the maybe dumbest decision in my life because you're just gonna waste 5 years of your life just to learn the language. Because when I went to China after 3 years of studying in Dushanbe, and I couldn't say a sentence, in the real environment. And that's what, but after I stayed there for a year, I got more than I had, the knowledge that I had got at university. So please don't do this, okay? And then after that, after completing university, I started working as a translator, Chinese translator. Well, as I said, in 4 years, I went to China. I lived in Shenyang. It's one of the biggest cities of China, and I went to Downing University. After that, I came back to Dushanbe and started working as a Chinese translator in Chinese construction company. Well, it was a very good experience, and after that, we moved back to Russia, to Moscow. So it was very complicated, but I loved it because now I have so many friends in China, in Russia, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, everywhere. So I love it. I love my experience.
What a diverse background, Nadira, you have.
Yeah.
It's I think one of the skills of being a successful business owner, entrepreneur is having to know many people from different parts of the world, where you have where you met different cultures, different traditions, and where how to approach people properly. You have Chinese, you have to talk one way. You have Russians, you have to speak differently. So it's very good skill to have. um I think,
Yeah.
Anwar, do you wanna start with?
I wanted to ask a little more about Nadira's background as a business owner.
Mhm.
So today's episode, I'm actually very excited about it. The title is, home-based businesses for moms, millennial moms of this age. I'm just curious what kind of projects you've been in. Could you give a little info on that?
Yeah, so so Russian people they usually say предпринимательская жилка, and I think I had it from my childhood since I was a kid because I don't know for some reason maybe because my dad was an entrepreneur, and I always saw him that he was very flexible. He could spend a lot of time with his family, but at the same time he made a good money. Maybe that's why it's one of the reasons. So the very first experience that I remembered. It was me and my sister. We were selling, plastic bags and bubble gum. So one of our neighbors back in Fujian, when we lived in Fujian, we were like 5 or 6 years old. And I remember that one of our neighbors, she was a business lady, and we got some bubble gums from her. If you remember, there were turbo bubble gum with stickers inside it, with sport cars inside, and people they were crazy about that. So we started selling them, and it was pretty good. But I remember that in a couple of days, my mom said, "Okay, guys, that's enough. So you tried, you did it, well done, but maybe because it wasn't safe that time. So that was my very first experience. After that, when I was at school, um, I tried myself as a distributor in a cosmetic company. I always wanted to do that because it's a very good option to make extra cash for a schoolgirl, for my own stuff, to buy myself clothes or something for fun. I don't know. And first, my mom said, no, it's going to distract you from your classes. Don't do it. But I remember I begged her for like 2 months, and then she said, okay, just go and do it. I used her ID to register it myself, and that's how it started. And it was pretty successful. I sold I had a lot of customers from my teachers, my group mates, my friends. It was a very interesting experience. So
Okay.
that's how it
What
started.
about current projects that you have?
Well, so when I came to the US, first came to the US in 2016, and after legalizing, I mean, after making the finalizing the document, the paperwork, I started working in a Chinese import-export company pretty quickly, and it was a very good experience. But I'm that type of person who doesn't enjoy this 9 to 5 jobs because I don't like this environment sitting in a white space, like everybody's so, I don't know, so stressed and seeing people in formal clothes. I don't know. I don't like that. I like more going, to conferences to communicate with people or create something. So that's why I always wanted to have something to run something on my own. So and after that, in October 2016, I came up with an idea of having to start my flower delivery service called Azeli.
It's
The
flower
previous
delivery?
it's so it's an e-shop, it's an e-commerce where it's azeli.com is my website. So I sell flowers. Yes, I
Oh,
make arrangements and deliver them. And the difference of my business, I always wanted to be, to offer my customers something unique. And I can tell you how it started just very briefly. So I was looking for a gift actually for my sister-in-law, and I started searching online, but I wanted to send her flowers, but everything looked so typical and standard, just a regular traditional bouquet, but I wanted something different. And I remember that because I came from Moscow in 2016, and I remember that it was a big hit in Moscow to send flowers in boxes. I tried to find something like that here, but I was nothing in there. So I was like, it was my aha moment, and I was like, okay, I need to start this. I made a little research, and I found that there is nobody here in Phoenix who offers this product, and that's how it started. I made this arrangement myself. I went to Hobby Lobby, the store for creative people. I got a box. I went to grocery store, picked up some roses, and I also wanted to add some sweet extra. So I bought French macarons, French cookies at Whole Foods. So I arranged everything in a box, and I went to her job and just gave it to her. And she was amazed. She was mesmerized.
mm.
And that's where I realized that I need to do this. That's how it started.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We would love to see like an example of that if you're by any
Sure, but what I have today is a little bit different, and I'm gonna cover it a little bit later. But this is what I
Wow.
sell, what we offer now. This is the box of preserved roses. These are real roses that can last up to 3 years,
three
and they are
years.
real. Yes. So it's the hottest product on the flower market and flower industry. Uh, so the farmers cut the rose at the most beautiful stage, and then the roses undergo special process of preservation, which is a trade secret. So I'm not going to share it.
Mhm.
And then they last up to 3 years. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, that is.
That's
Yeah.
So yeah. So again, I will tell later why I switched to this product. So yeah, I'll cover it later.
okay, great. So let me ask you, so before we talk more, I guess, about specific business, let's talk about because our audience is, like just like at the topic we're discussing is home-based business for millennial moms. Let's talk about some potential business ideas that you think millennial moms, immigrant moms, maybe those who've been living here for a while, can start, doing. Let's talk about US first. Let's not get into other country. Let's just talk about US. What are the ideas you're thinking for the moms here?
Oh, if you just go to Google and type home-based businesses for moms, there are thousands of ideas, honestly. But so I defined them in my top five. And, there are different types of moms. Some of them are full-time moms who doesn't have any support, who doesn't have any help. And there are also moms like part-time mom, let's say. So they are more flexible, they have more spare time, and of course it depends on the age of your kid. So if they are very young, let's say like 5 or 6 months, it's really hard to do something to juggle business and mom life. So you need to be very realistic. You need to set expectations and start from there. That's what I would recommend to do at first. So one of the options are so my what I recommend to almost everybody is drop shipping. Maybe you've heard about it before. So it's very easy. It's kind of entry point to start your own business when you act. So you act as a middleman. So you connect manufacturer and customer. So what you do is you just create website. You offer some products. Uh, but you already have a supplier manufacturer, for example, in China, because now everything is produced in China. And then you attract customer, you take an order, but you don't do anything. You let the manufacturer fulfill the order. So they produce it for you, they ship it to your customer, and that's it. So you just take care of customer support. I think it is perfect for moms who sit at home and who are not that flexible because they don't need to spend much time on it. Of course, in the very beginning, you will not have many orders, but maybe later, let's say in a year or two, you can, your babies will grow up, and you can get help or assistance. Yeah, so the next one, if you are a creative person, if you like creating something, like you like handcrafting, you can start selling your products on Etsy. I have a lot of friends who are in jewelry business, so they make handmade jewelry and they sell it on Etsy. Yes, there are so many websites, and guys, I think we are so lucky, we are so blessed to live in such an amazing time when you can start a business. Like, you're one click away from starting your business. Isn't it amazing? And I think that moms, they should definitely use these opportunities. Uh, like it is amazing, and that's what I did, and that's what I always recommend to my fellow moms, mom friends. So that's what you need to do.
So one of the first things, I'm not a millennial mom, but I can guess that one of the first questions that they can think of is, how about time commitment? Is it realistic? Like, how much time, would it require, especially if you have like 2 children, three, like, is it really realistic? And what's the time commitment looking at?
Again, as I said before, it depends on the age of your kids. It depends on your decision, how much time you want to spend on it. Do you want, there are moms who like they don't want to miss any moments. I mean, those special priceless moments when their babies start talking, and they want fully dedicate themselves to kids. So they it is realistic, but
This,
again, we need to set priorities. Yes, in my case, I remember when before having our first child in 2018, when I just started my business, I was so excited, I was so enthusiastic about it because it just started. And in a couple of months, right after we started, the local television invited us to showcase the product, and we had a big buzz. People started sending feedback and started receiving orders. I was very excited. So after having my child, I was like, no, I need to do this. I cannot stop. I need to do this. But now, after having twins in summer 2020, I I changed my I changed my views. I refocused and I said, no, I don't want to put additional stress on myself. I want them to grow until year or maybe a little bit older, maybe 1 year and a half. And only after that, I will fully go back to business. And of course, it depends. If you ask me if it's realistic, it depends on the health support because it's very crucial. It depends on the if you have a caregiver or no, if your baby, whether your babies go to, uh, let's say, kindergarten or preschool. So we have so many as women. We have so many problems. We face so many challenges, and we need to do so many choices. And sometimes it's very difficult, but it is realistic. It is realistic.
So what about your skills? How do you keep, your entrepreneurial skills sharp so that you are up to speed in terms of, things change nowadays. You're saying you will living in the now in the times where everything is available one click away, right? So to be able to do that one click, you need to have some skills to use, so how do you keep your skills sharp and that so that you are up to speed? What are the skills? Where would you go? Do you go online resources, or do you go to local library? What are the resources you suggest?
Bakroko, really local library? Come on, what year are you living in? 2021. Well, we have so many resources available now, online resources, offline resources. But now when COVID struck, of course, we don't talk about any offline options for now. But for entrepreneurs, there are so many resources available now. I mean, starting from, let's say, SBA, it's a government agency that supports small businesses, a small business association. You can find a lot of information on their website, sba.gov. They issue loans and they help you in any way. So you just need to go register there to become a member. For example, your local chamber of commerce, it's also very helpful. You can become a member and they will help you, they will support you in the journey. And also, I think you always need to be on stream to sharp your entrepreneurial skills because again, everything is changing so fast that again, you should be on stream. Uh, what do I do? I'm always on social media. I'm on Instagram. I see I follow the new trends and TikTok. It is very important. Well, personally, I'm not a big fan of TikTok, but a lot of businesses out there. And actually, I underestimated this platform. I thought like, okay, weird people are dancing weird dances, but it really works. And a lot of business people, they swear by this platform, and that's why I started my TikTok. So yes, there are many there are tons of these resources. To be honest. Mhm.
So if it's okay, I want to switch gears before we forget about something that
Mhm.
I found out from your biography that you've been very active socially, and one of the examples of social activism is Girl Power TJK.
Uh,
I saw that in your biography. I was really curious if you could share a little information on that.
Sure. Thanks for asking, by the way. Girl Power TGK started in July 2017. I was on Instagram. I was searching for something, and then I just I just realized that I would love to see more and more. I would like to know more and more about our Tajik female entrepreneurs because there are so many of them. Some of them they bake, they organize cooking classes, they offer catering services. For example, makeup artists, they open their own salons, and there were so many of these business ladies, but there was no platform for them to connect and collaborate. And that's when I realized that I need to do that, that I need to start that. And that's how I started the project. And so what do? We invite successful ladies. It's a project dedicated to successful and talented ladies of Tajikistan, and age, it doesn't matter. So we have very young participants, about 15 or 16 years old girls who are already very passionate, who are already very enthusiastic about having their own business, and that's what they actually do. Um, so yeah, that's how project started, and it is interesting, you know, and through this project, I met so many talented, so many outstanding female leaders from Tajikistan. That's why I value it very much.
Do you guys meet somehow? How do you guys engage? Is this just virtually, or is it you guys have? I mean, obviously before COVID, I'm asking because COVID things are different.
Unfortunately, no, it is fully online since, again, I came here in 2016 and I've been here until now. I never visited Tajikistan after that. So what we do, it's kind of interview-based project. I send them the question, I send the girls the questions, and then we post this in. They answer the questions, and then I post the interview on our platform, on our accounts. From we started having live sessions, so like live videos with some of the participants. And so yeah, I want to do more video format because it's more engaging, more interesting for the viewers.
Yeah, if
Interesting.
they're among those talented and successful business ladies, if there are some who are immigrants in the United States, I think they will be welcome in our channel as well. Just throwing it out.
Sure, of
I
course.
was
I will
just going to
definitely
say that.
share the
Yeah.
contacts.
Yeah, I
Of
was just going to
course.
say that because they all, it sounds like the way you're explaining, it sounds like it's very diverse, people with different backgrounds doing different things. So, some person can be, scientists, good, at what they do, some person could be entrepreneur, so that's really nice. So let's talk about back about the business, right? So I mean, you gave us some ideas about what kind of business to start and how to start and how to keep, your skills sharp. What about financial expectations? Obviously, it's just you started a small business. As you invest your time, it's a trade-off, like we were explaining, the trade-off between taking care of your kids, enjoying those moments at the same time, kind of running your business. What about the returns, right? What kind of returns can people expect in terms of finance?
Mhm. So again, it depends on the type of the business you want to do. Uh, as long as I know, photographers, they make really good money. So if you have more spare time, you can start doing photography business or editing business. So did you know that photographers, they charge about $500 for one photo shoot? It's great. I think I chose the wrong business. Well, as for Azali, as for flower business, again, when I just started, it was really good because I was very active. But now I slowed down a little bit. I took a pause, for a while. So I switched to these preserved roses, and they are more expensive. So that's why less customers buy them, because I don't want to put additional pressure on myself when my kids are very young, too young. So about the financial expectations, do you want to know the real numbers or?
So that
No,
I
we
get.
don't want to know the real numbers. I
Uh-huh.
guess we want to make sure that our listeners and who are, those who viewing us in the sort of the
Mhm,
YouTube can get an idea. So people, like, there is an idea from in Indo, especially now in Central Asian countries, that
mhm,
whoever
mhm.
immigrates to US can pick up dollars from the trees. So that's the thinking is, oh,
I know
whether
what
you
you
work
mean.
in a 9 to 5 salary job, or you can easily pick up money from the trees, or whether you have your own business, you can, so as the person who has done it, who has done both ways, working through the, corporate jobs,
Mhm.
also kind of having that. So can you give them realistic scenario, I guess, realistically,
Sure.
like
Mhm.
what can they do? What can they
Sure.
expect?
Again, it depends on your productivity. If you are really killing it at marketing, at creating a very desirable product, of course, again, it depends on you. But you can make good money, really good money. In my case, I can say the numbers. I made about 4K per month, which is, I think, is good for a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So, and you know why actually I keep doing it now, even though I'm very busy with babies, because so one day I just came, so one thought hit my mind that I want to keep doing this because my babies, they will grow anyway someday, and by that time I want to have already existing business, a foundation, that I can grow more, that I can develop more. That's why I do it. Not because I need the money or I'm lucky and I'm blessed to have my husband who takes care of financial responsibilities. That's why I do it, because I want to build a solid foundation for myself when my kids will grow up, and I want to start from there and go up.
Yeah, I
That's why
think
I do
that
it.
that's a very useful strategy for ladies, moms watching out there, because babies do grow, and at that age you don't want to be like left alone,
Yeah.
not knowing what to
Yes.
do. I think that's a very useful strategy. Baron, we don't probably want to take advantage of Nadira's time. I think we've asked quite a few questions. I think this has been very informative. What do you think?
Yeah,
Can I add
I agree.
something? I'm
Yeah, yeah,
sorry
sure,
for
sure. Go
interrupting
ahead. Go
you.
ahead.
But the one so what I would recommend to all stay-at-home moms, it is great to have a business, and if you already have had an existing business and then you're pregnant and you're expecting babies, so you should know that you can make some changes, and it is okay. There is no Oscars for super moms, so you don't need to put again too much pressure on yourself, but you can optimize your business. You can slow down a little bit. You can switch to another product, just like I did. So that's why I wanted to tell you why I switched to this roses, because I used to sell fresh flowers before, and that's so I'll explain you how I worked. So uh, I used to receive an order from a customer for fresh flowers, and then I rushed to wholesale flower market. I bought the flowers, and then I went to my uh, cookie supplier to add them to my boxes. So it was very time consuming. I could spend about 2 to 3 hours, and then I deliver the flowers. It was very time consuming. But then I realized that there are amazing products, and in my case, it was this magical product, preserved roses, because I can pre-make them at home. So I can stock them up in my garage. And anytime when I receive an order, I just pick it up. I just fill out the note card, and sometimes I outsource the delivery. Sometimes I do it myself, but it worked for me perfectly. So you just need to know that you need to think about the strategies. You need to think about the ways that can help you. And now again, with all these technologies, we have many options. So we just need to leverage them.
Yeah, great.
That's a
That,
great advice.
that's a
Thank,
great example of pivoting in entrepreneurship.
Yes, pivot development. Yes, exactly.
and probably just a clarifying question. So the business you have is just in Arizona right now, right? It's not in any other state yet. Right now, you're just doing it locally in Arizona, right? You're taking care of that market.
So when it was only fresh flowers, yes, it was only Arizona. But these flowers, preserved roses, are shippable, so you can ship them out of
Mm.
state. So now I do national deliveries as well, national shipping.
Great.
All right, that's great.
Hmm.
I think we did take a lot of your time, and I think we took them for good reason. So I think people would benefit from this episode. I hope so, and
Hope
especially
so.
moms, future moms, or current moms, future whoever wants to engage into business. I think this would be something to start listening and getting some using those tips that Nadira shared can improve their current situation and do something great in the future. So we appreciate your time, Nadiras. Thank you very much for your generosity here. For our listeners and viewers, continue to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our channel. Provide your feedback through your comments that you can see on the YouTube, or send us email at immigrantbazaar@gmail.com. um we can bring more guests, and Nadira I think brought a very interesting point about other ladies who also part of the network she has. So maybe in the future we will work with Nadira and bring some of those people who can motivate our viewers to do something great, whether in science or in entrepreneurship, anything else. So that would be ideal. Thank you so
That's
much.
what I wanted to mention, guys, just very quickly. If there are any ladies who want to start something, but they don't know how, they need advice, recommendations, I do it for absolutely free. They can
That's
contact
great.
me. Yes, so they can get my contacts,
Yeah,
from
we'll
you
we'll
and
definitely
ask me
share.
anytime. Sure,
Yeah, that's a
absolutely.
good point you mentioned. Yeah, we'll share Nadira's information for those who are interested, so that you guys can reach out to her and ask questions and to anything follow up.
Yeah, feel free to comment or send us emails, as Bahram noted, immigrantbazaar@gmail.com. Nadira, it's been really great, very inspiring, I think, for a lot of our viewers. Thanks a lot for coming.
Sure. Thank you so much for inviting me. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you
Have
so
a
much.
good night. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Have a good one.